Welcome to VIP Quiz! So for today's video, we are going to guess the 50 best cartoon characters of all time with fun facts. Number 1. Bugs Bunny from Looney Tunes. The coolest cat in cartoon history is a rabbit or a hare. That slight taxonomic difference was never addressed during his many antics, but he held an enviable insouciance through them all. He was created in 1940 by creators Ben Hardaway and Tex Avery. He was also voiced by Mel Blanc, Jeff Bergman, and various others. Number 2. Homer Simpson from The Simpsons. The first 2 seasons of The Simpsons were focused on Bart. But as it became Homer-centric, the show became something truly special. He was created in 1987 by Matt Groening and voiced by Dan Castellaneta. Number 3. Charlie Brown and Snoopy from Peanuts. Not every character survived the move from print to the TV screen, but Charlie Brown and his dog Snoopy absolutely came to life through a handful of TV specials and subsequent series. Created in 1950 by Charles Schulz and voiced by Peter Robbins, Bill Melendez, and various others. Number 4. Tom and Jerry. Silent film mostly went away with the advent of the talkies, but Hanna and Barbara's Tom and Jerry didn't need dialogue to enrapture generations of children. Created in 1941 by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, voiced by William Hanna and various others. Number 5. SpongeBob SquarePants. This titular sponge's nautical nonsense may not be what many kids' parents wished for, but 2 decades of being on the air have cemented Tom Kenny's iconic laugh into the minds of audiences across the globe. Created in 1999 by Stephen Hillenburg and voiced by Tom Kenny. Number 6. Mickey Mouse. It's easy to lose sight of the cartoon character Mickey in the shadow of the mascot for the Disney Empire. But there might not be a Disney Empire but for the charms of an enthusiastic, adventurous mouse. Created in 1928 by Walt Disney and UB Iwerks, voiced by Walt Disney, Brett Ewan, and various others. Number 7. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy Rogers. They never outright stated, but we're pretty sure there's something hallucinogenic in those Scooby snacks. Created in 1969 by creators Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, voiced by Casey Kasem, Don Messick, and various others. Number 8. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For the purposes of this list, We're focusing on the OG crew who became iconic for 90s kids. These radical pizza-eating ninja-style fighters with a rat for a sensei, yet elegantly named after some of history's greatest artists. Created in 1984 by creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, voiced by Cam Clark, Barry Gordon, Rob Paulson, Townsend Coleman, and various others. Number 9. Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's right, not Aang, but Zuko. Watching Zuko's first and last episodes, they don't even seem to be the same character. The former is a stuck-up prince in a ponytail, unable to contain his rage and angst. Created in 2005 by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, and voiced by Dante Bosco. Number 10. Steven Universe. Most cartoon characters never grow up, staying the same youthful age no matter how many seasons their show gets. Not so with Steven Universe. Rebecca Sugar's titular character grows up almost in real time, acquiring new powers and learning more about himself as the son of a human and magical gem from an alien planet. Created in 2013 by Rebecca Sugar and voiced by Zach Callison. Number 11. BoJack Horseman. Will Arnett's anthropomorphized misanthropic horse has one of the most complicated, profound, and deeply felt redemption arcs of any TV character in history. He was damaged and caused damage wherever he went, but we could love him even when he didn't love himself. Created in 2014 by Raphael Bob Waxberg and voiced by Will Arnett. Number 12. Finn the Human and Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. You just can't separate this dynamic duo. Our two plucky heroes from the land of Ooh, whose humor, pathos, loyalty, and bravery elevated this wonderful, surreal, emotionally deep series into must-see status for all ages. Created in 2010 by Pendleton Ward and voiced by Jeremy Shada and John DiMaggio. Number 13. Winnie the Pooh. Beloved as he was in book form, for many, Winnie the Pooh's Disney adventures are the best remembered iterations of the silly old bear. Beyond his big heart and inherent sweetness, Winnie the Pooh also normalized having an insatiable sweet tooth. Created in 1926 by A. Milne and E.H. Shepard and voiced by Sterling Holloway, Hal Smith, and Jim Cummings. Number 14. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls. The ultimate vanguard of you can be cute and still kick ass. The funny and fierce Powerpuff Girls arrived on the 90s cartoon scene, ready to inspire and delight a generation. Created in 1998 by Craig McCracken and voiced by Kathy Cavadini, Tara Strong, E.G. Daly, and various others. Number 15. Sterling Archer from Archer. James Bond with mommy issues. Sterling Archer's crass debauchery made for some of the best transgressive and subversive antics on TV, but only because a surprising compassion would occasionally pop through his narcissistic playboy exterior. Created in 2009 by Adam Reed and voiced by H. John Benjamin. Number 16. Rocky and Bullwinkle from The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. The animation might not have been fancy, but the scripts were funny as Rocky and Bullwinkle fended off threats from the very Eastern European sounding Pennsylvania. Created in 1959 by Jay Ward, Alex Anderson, and Bill Scott. Voiced by June Foray and Bill Scott. Number 17. Eric Cartman from South Park. Who else but Eric Cartman could inspire 10 parallels with Ambrose Bierce's The Devil's Dictionary? This selfish, foul-mouthed, hippie-hating cartoon brat is the antithesis of political correctness. An Archie bunker for a new generation. Created in 1997 by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and voiced by Trey Parker. Number 18. Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Phineas and Ferb. He may act like an evil scientist, but the truth is that Dr. Doofenshmirtz isn't actually that bad or smart. We love his backstory monologues about his childhood in Gimmelstump Drusselstein. We love his ridiculously named devices, and that his nemesis is a platypus. Created in 2007 by creators Dan Povenmire, Jeff Swampy Marsh, and voiced by Dan Povenmire. Number 19. Red Flintstone from the Flintstones. The patriarch of his modern Stone Age family, Fred proved that cartoons weren't just for kids. Although the original series may seem tame by modern standards, and the Flintstones today are more known for promoting cereal and vitamins, it was among the most risk shows on TV in the 60s. Created in 1960 by creators William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, and voiced by Alan Reed, Jeff Bergman, and various others. Number 20. Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers. With her anxious groans and her freaky friend fiction, Tina Belcher encapsulates the confused, horny sadness of being a teen. That, plus her compassion and active imagination, often makes her the very heart of the excellent Bob's Burgers. I told you it was going to be a trip down memory lane, right? Are you still okay there? Are you having fun? I hope you are. 21. Rick and Morty. Based on a crude animation of Back to the Future's Marty and Doc, Kayla Cobb described Rick and Morty best when she called it a never-ending fart joke wrapped around a studied look into nihilism. Created in 2013 by Justin Roiland and Diane Harmon, voiced by Justin Roiland. (22) Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales. Scrooge McDuck has appeared in a dizzying number of Disney stories over the years, cementing his icon status as he stole the spotlight from nephew Donald and grandnephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Created in 1947 by Carl Barks and voiced by Dallas McKennon, Bill Thompson, Alan Young, David Tennant, and various others. 23. Mordecai and Rigby from the regular show. Don't look at our crotches while we synchronize our watches. That's one of the many lines from this duo that doesn't make sense within context, but it is just as enjoyable. Created in 2010 by J.G. Quintel and voiced by J.G. Quintel and William Salyers. '24. Wile E. Coyote from Looney Tunes. Charlie Brown will never kick his football, and Wile E. will never catch the roadrunner. These are among the first truths learned by any kid in America, even as they're exposed to the beauties of the Western desert. Created in 1949 by Chuck Jones and Michael Maltese, and voiced by Mel Blanc, Seth MacFarlane, and various others. 25. Harley Quinn. In an unconventional twist, Harley Quinn made her debut not in a comic book, but in the cartoon series Batman, the animated series. In this script, she was just an unnamed Joker hench-wench with no discernible personality. Joker voice actor Mark Hamill shared recently. Created in 1992 by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, and voiced by Arlene Sorkin, Kaylee Cuoco, and various others. 26. Bart Simpson from The Simpsons. Every principal's nightmare. This merry prankster's only two real talents are skateboarding and troublemaking. Created in 1987 by Matt Groening and voiced by Nancy Cartwright. '27. Pinky and the Brain. Animaniacs. Plenty of cartoon characters have had ambitions for world domination, but no one else just wanted to be a benevolent dictator like the Brain. Created in 1995 by Tom Ruegger and voiced by Rob Paulsen and Maurice LaMarche. 28. Korra from the Avatar, The Legend of Korra. The next Avatar after the last Airbender's Aang, Korra represented a slightly older, more mature reincarnation of the Master of Earth, Water, Fire, and Air. Created in 2012 by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, voiced by Janet Varney. 29. Shera. Originally designed as a female counterpart to the 80s cartoon superhero He-Man, She-Ra became a character with her own following in successful TV series, despite its corniness. Created in 1985 by Larry DiTillio and J. Michael Straczynski, and voiced by Melendi Britt and Amy Carrero. Number 30. Betty Boop. Though Betty seems like a product of the Roaring '20s, it's important to remember that she was actually the queen of the Depression era, a sexy reminder of better times, and an avatar for a younger generation. Created in 1930 by Max Fleischer and Grim Natwick, and voiced by Margie Hines, May Castell, and various others. 31. Bobby Hill, King of the Hill. Hank might think this boy ain't right, but he's just fine by us. We like his self-confidence that doesn't depend on innate talent or beautiful. He's comfortable in his own skin, and that often makes his daddy uncomfortable. Created in 1997 by Mike Judge and voiced by Pamela Adlon. 32. Garnet, Steven Universe. Revealed to be a fusion of two other characters, Ruby and Sapphire, Garnet is the embodiment of empowerment. Created in 2013 by Rebecca Sugar and voiced by Estelle. 33. Phineas from Phineas and Ferb. Hey Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. Phineas says each show before launching into their latest ambitious plan to pass the summer days. Created in 2007 by Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh and voiced by Vincent Martella and Thomas Sangster. 34. Popeye. Among the earliest icons of American animation, Popeye the Sailor became instantly beloved thanks to his wacky antics and superhuman strength upon downing a can of spinach. Created in 1929 by E.C. Segar and voiced by William Costello, Jake Mercer, and various others. 35. Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. Other evil geniuses aren't hampered by their youth, but one-year-old baby Stewie doesn't let that stop him, despite, being a year old for over 20 years. Created in 1999 by Seth MacFarlane and voiced by Seth MacFarlane. 36. Grunkle Stan, Gravity Falls. A perfect combination of comedy and mystery, Dipper and Mabel Pines, great uncle, also known as Grunkle, Stanford Pines is a swindler running a tourist trap named the Mystery Shack and seemingly only interested in robbing people of their money. Created in 2012 by creator Alex Hirsch and voiced by Alex Hirsch. 37. Ed, and Eddie. A cartoonish incarnation of the Three Stooges, these characters brought simple, stupid, slapstick back onto TV, and we couldn't be more grateful. Created in 1999 by Danny Antonucci and voiced by Matt Hill, Samuel Vincent, and Tony Sampson. 38. Daria Morgendorffer. Daria Morgendorffer weathered suburbia under an armor of sublime snark that was essential for any alt girl in the 90s to study. Created in 1993 by Mike Judge, Glenn Eichler, and voiced by Tracy Grandstaff. $39. Daffy Duck from Looney Tunes. Yes, Daffy can himself be despicable, but as his enduring popularity shows, he's endearing all the same. Created in 1937 by Tex Avery and Bob Clampett and voiced by Mel Blanc, Jeff Bergman, and various others. Number 40. Yogi Bear. He's smarter than the average bear, but it's not just cleverness that makes Yogi great. It's his joyful love of harmless mischief that made every episode a classic. Created in 1958 by William Hanna, Joseph Barbera, and Ed Benedict, and voiced by Daws Butler, Greg Burson, and various others. 10 more to go. Are you still there? Number 41. Arthur. Based on Mark Brown's children's books, the Arthur TV series has been on the air since 1996. Created in 1976 by creator Mark Brown and voiced by Michael Yarmush, Roman Luterotti, and various others. $42. Cosmo and Wanda from The Fairly Odd Parents. The wacky, impulsive Cosmo and the calm, pragmatic Wanda may seem like a fairly odd couple, but given they've been together for 10,000 years, they're obviously doing something right. Created in 1997 by Butch Hartman and voiced by Darren Norris and Susan Blakesley. $43. Felix the Cat. Most stars of the silent era didn't survive the transition to sound, but Felix, who once shared screen time with Charlie Chaplin, did just fine and remains an icon. Created in 1919 by Pat Sullivan and Otto Mesmer, voiced by Jack Mercer and various others. $44. Johnny Bravo. It's unlikely that a show like Johnny Bravo would be made today. Created right before the realm of adult cartoons really took off. This show was still marketed for kids, but let lots of risk humor through under Cartoon Network's radar. Created in 1995 by Van Partable and voiced by Jeff Bennett. $45. Space Ghost from Coast to Coast. On his own, most probably wouldn't remember brief Hanna-Barbera creation Space Ghost, but thanks to Mike Lazo, the character was repurposed in the 1990s as the awkward, hostile host of a serialist talk show that ended up launching careers and inspiring a number of other great series. Created in 1966 by Alex Toth, William Hanna, Joseph Barbera, and Mike Lazo, and voiced by George Love, C. Martin Coker, and Andy Merrill, and Don Kennedy. 46. Angelica Pickles from Rugrats. The ultimate spoiled brat alpha child, Angelica Pickles ran the baby Rugrats like her own syndicate. Created in 1991 by Arlene Klosky and voiced by Cheryl Case. "47. Larry the Cucumber from VeggieTales. After all the cultural good that Christianity gave us over the last 2 millennia, the second half of the 20th century wasn't exactly a high watermark. But in the 1990s, VeggieTales became the exceptional piece of genius pop culture in the typical Christian bookstore. Created in 1993 by Phil Vischer and Mike Nawrocki, and voiced by Mike Nawrocki. 48. Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead made MTV's lack of music much more palatable. The show managed to both satirize and celebrate the lowest common denominator of the 1990s. Created in 1992 by Mike Judge and voiced by Mike Judge. "49. Bender from Futurama. Made in Mexico, Bender is a sociopath of steel who was kidnapped by Jay Leno's head and sent his own son to robot hell. But he really just wants to be a folk singer. Created in 1999 by Matt Groening and voiced by John DiMaggio. And last, but definitely not the least, number 50. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is geared toward the youngest audience of any character on this list, but the adorable piglet's British accent and gentle humor have melted the hearts of adults, not just in the UK, but across the pond as well. Created in 2004 by creators Neville Astley and Mark Baker, and voiced by Lily Snowden-Fine and Harley Bird. Alright, so what's your score? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video. We hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to get notified of new quizzes and games every week. See you next time!